Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of chemistry. And of course, in this episode, we're going to continue our study on organic chemistry. Most specifically, we'll be talking about carbohydrates. So we're going to talk about the preparation of glucose. Okay, so I talked about glucose and fructose being the most abundant, the most common, the most common simple sugars as well that we have, all right? So, of course, we're going to talk about how we can prepare a carbohydrate like glucose. Okay, no, glucose is a class, of what? Of carbohydrates that we call the simple sugars or the monosaccharides. All right, so there are two methods we can use to prepare this. All right, number one, we have the laboratory method, and then number two, we're going to discuss about the commercial method. All right, so we have the laboratory method, and then we have the commercial method. These two methods are methods we are going to consider in the preparation of of glucose. All right, and so do not forget that this tutorial is brought to you by the O3 Schools JAMB CBT practice app. It is all you need to succeed in your exam. The app has all the past questions for your exam for all the subjects. It has lecture notes structured according to the JAMB syllabus. It has question search feature where you can search for questions, and also it also has the mock challenge, all right, as well as many other wonderful features that have helped a lot of students in the past. I'm sure that it will help you too. So please jump to Play Store immediately and download the application, all right, without further ado, and start practicing your way to success. Okay, the app is also available for your Android phones and your computer systems or laptops. So in case you want to download the software version, simply visit o3schools.com/JAMB okay, that one for your computer, it will download automatically. But if you are facing any challenge in downloading it for your computer, simply send a message on WhatsApp to this number 091-2151-5246. All right, so now let us quickly go back to the board and talk about how we can prepare glucose. Okay, preparation of glucose. So the laboratory method for preparing glucose is, of course, from the hydrolysis of sucrose. Okay, so once we perform hydrolysis, all right, hydrolysis was splitting by means of water. When we perform hydrolysis on sucrose, all right, we are going to have glucose and fructose. Okay, it's like you are splitting sucrose. You are breaking down a disaccharide like sucrose into two monosaccharide that are called glucose and fructose. Okay, and it is being aided, of course, by by an enzyme that we call invertase. All right, now let us see the laboratory method. So from number one, that is this laboratory method is hydrolysis of sucrose. Okay, so when we perform hydrolysis on sucrose, we are going to have glucose and fructose. All right, now, so what is the formula for sucrose? Sucrose is C₆H₁₂O₆. Okay, so this is the formula for sucrose. But now let us see the reaction. So we have our C₆H₁₂O₆, and then of course plus H2O. This H2O is for for the purpose of hydrolysis. Okay, because hydrolysis means splitting by means of water. So we want to break this disaccharide, all right, into two simple sugars, into two monosaccharides. Okay, so this water is for the purpose of hydrolysis, and what will now be our product? Of course, obviously, we are going to have two monosaccharides such as glucose and fructose. So now, what are the conditions here? We are going to use a mineral acid, dilute mineral acid like HCl or H2SO4. Okay, so these are our condition, and then of course we apply heat. So once we apply heat, it will break down into now C6H12O6, then plus C6H12O6. Okay, this one is glucose, and then this one is fructose. Okay, so this is one of the first method that we can use to prepare glucose in the laboratory. So for the laboratory method of preparing glucose, what we do is hydrolysis of sucrose. Okay, so once we break down a disaccharide like sucrose, what we have is two monosaccharides, like glucose and fructose, because sucrose is a combination of both glucose and fructose. So once you add glucose and fructose together, what we have is sucrose. So this is our sucrose, this is our sucrose, all right, and then this one is our glucose, and this is our fructose. Okay, so very, very easy, right? So now let us pump in. Let us talk about the commercial method. So for the commercial method of preparing glucose, all right, what we use is starch. Okay, we perform hydrolysis of starch, hydrolysis of not sucrose. Now for the commercial method, what to perform is hydrolysis of starch. So perform hydrolysis of starch, okay, to get glucose. Okay, so let us see the full reaction. Now, for hydrolysis of starch, the general formula for starch is C₆H₁₂O₆. Okay, C₆H₁₂O₆. This is the general formula for starch. So once you perform hydrolysis, that is what we are splitting by means of water. This water is for the purpose of For the purpose of hydrolysis. Okay, so what will now be our product? Our product will be glucose. So we're going to have glucose. Okay, but this reaction occur under some condition. Okay, so we're going to use a mineral acid like dilute H2SO4. Okay, so this will give us we use dilute H2SO4. Okay, then we use a temperature of 393 Kelvin. Then we use 3 atmospheric pressure. Okay, so we use a dilute mineral acid like H2SO4. Then we use 393 Kelvin. We apply heat. So we are applying heat. Okay, we're using 303 Kelvin. Then we are using a pressure of 3 atmospheric pressure, or 3 atm. So what will this give us? This will give us our glucose. So I'm going to have our C₆H₁₂O₆. Okay, this is our glucose. Okay, so this one is our starch, the general formula for our starch, and then this is our glucose. So these are the two ways. Okay, we can use in preparing our glucose. Okay, number one, from the hydrolysis of sucrose, that is to break down a disaccharide like sucrose, and then gives us two simple sugars such as glucose and fructose. Okay, you know that fructose and glucose have the same formula. All right, just that their structure are different. Okay, a glucose we have an aldehyde functional group, while a fructose we have a ketone functional group. Okay, but they both have 6 carbon atoms. Okay, so take note of that. Now, but for the commercial method, what to do is hydrolysis of starch. When we perform hydrolysis of starch, okay, what we get is glucose. Under this condition, dilute H2SO4, 303 Kelvin and 380. We apply heat, we get our glucose. So this is where we are going to stop as it pertains to the preparation, okay, of glucose. So in the next class, we'll look at the reactions that glucose undergo. My name remains Master T. I'm the Grand Commander of this army. All right, I wish and I pray that you keep succeeding. All right, so please make sure that you keep succeeding, and make sure you keep reading, and make sure you keep paging, keep tearing those textbooks and keep putting them in your head, and you see that your exam will be an easy ride. See you in the next episode.